Hello and welcome to my channel. Tonight I've decided just to sit and, as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a shuffling with my cards. These are my Native American animal cards. I've had these cards for maybe over 20 odd years. Maybe even longer. So, yeah, tonight I'm here. I'm just going to lay a few cards out and do a few little, just see what the cards are saying for the month of, well, I'm going to say June because we're nearer to June now. And I have covered in previous messages what the cards have indicated or what totem animal was significant. But this one's just a general message and to see what we could be looking forward to moving forward and what may be coming up in the month of June. I hope you're well. I hope your family's well. And I hope wherever you are in the world, you are enjoying. So tonight I'm just going to, this is a night one today. It's not a day video, it's a night video, so thank God I have good lighting. Although I broke my light the other day, somehow I've managed just to keep it together. So I think that one wants to pop out, and that's interesting because as I dropped the card earlier, I actually got very strongly, I picked it up and the card that presented itself was, strangely enough, the butterfly. So what I am doing tonight is I'm actually going to go on a deeper level with the cards and ask for any significant messages that may also assist us with our spiritual journey moving forward, because I think that's really where we're at the moment in this time and age. It is all about, really getting the best out of everything. So every source that you may follow, you might follow myself just here or there, you might follow another person, a group, an organization. So what I'm going to suggest to you is just, if anything, it's only a suggestion, is just keep your mind open, your mind and heart open. Take from it what you feel. Same as with any of my videos, just take from it what you feel will be of true benefit to your soul, because in the end it's your soul that will discern and decide what's right for it or what it can grow from, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to continue until my cards decide to give me that big halt. So the first card that we have pulled up, though, is the butterfly. So that, for those of you who don't, I love butterflies. Butterflies are very symbolic. They're beautiful creatures to look at, but they're also absolutely divine in their presence in the world. So so the butterfly is the first card. Let's see. I'm just basically going to let Spirit guide me and show me which way to go here. And if I get a clear stop, that's where I will stop. But to start with, I'm going to say the butterfly is definitely a little bit of a symbolism of transformation. Okay, when the butterfly appears in a spread, generally, if you're having a spread with the animal medicine cards, it would indicate at that point in time that you are ready to become more you on whatever level, whether that's spiritually or you're growing on some other level, maybe a career, it may be in your relationship or your relationship with yourself. So the butterfly is definitely an indication of transformation. Now, I have been told to stop there, and when you might say, what do you mean you have been told? I'm very, very clairaudient, and I totally know when my spirit wants me to stop, start, and go again. So so the butterfly is definitely a really beautiful symbol of transformation. So with that being the first card, to me it does indicate, if I look on a conscious level, on a grander scale, it's not just an individual thing. It really does indicate to me that it's more on a conscious level. So this is definitely a time in history where we are definitely coming into what we call a changing of the guard, transformation, things changing because they need to on some level. It's like, and that's not me saying that is definitely what's being channeled at this point in time. So I think, when we look at how the butterfly, and its lifespan, a butterfly doesn't have a great length of lifespan. So when it does, come out of its cocoon stage, it really does embrace life and life's journeys very, very much. So maybe on some level, the butterfly being the card that is, sorry, I'm seem to be repeating myself tonight, the card that is symbolism of the transformation that's happening on a conscious level. And I'm getting a strong yes as I say that. So for those of you who have never listened to me before or never watched any of my videos, I am a medium clairvoyant and a channel, and I have been for over 30 odd years. So I'm very blessed to be able to honestly say that I've been honoured to be able to work with the spirit world, spirit, and many other things. So so in saying this, I do want to say to you that the cards that have been drawn are the butterfly, the buffalo, and the coyote. So this is when I look at those three cards and the message that's coming from that, I would take it on many levels, so you can all kind of like join in with me. On a spiritual level, I would say to you, the butterfly is saying we are going through a transformation, and that is on a conscious level. It is in the universe, the cosmos, and I think that's also, if you look at it not just as spiritual beings, but also I think it's showing you on a very strong level that our planet is also going through transformation. So I think as humans and as the animal and plant kingdom, I think we're all going through what we call a big shift. And with that is a lot of change for a lot of people, obviously. Some of that welcomed, some of that unwelcomed. So my advice, or my advice, if anything, would be to, if you are a person that resists change, maybe this is a time in your life to really welcome change, but also realize that you are a part of that change, so you can decide the pace you want to go with things, or if you want to take on a new job, or if you want to take on a new relationship, or if you want to take on something that's being offered to you on some level. Now, excuse me, I do have a bit of a snuffle tonight. It's interesting. It's a bit cold here here in Australia. It's we're approaching our winter, so it is quite cool. And so the next card we have, is the buffalo card. Now the buffalo card is also about, the buffalo is so well respected in the Indian tribes for many things, but it is a very abundant animal, and it gives it everything that it has. It is like a blessing and an offering to the receiver. So, its skin, its power, its strength, its meat, all those things, So when we look at the buffalo, it's a little bit of a constant reminder of being grateful for what we have. So if a tribe was to come across a buffalo, and the buffalo's hide could be used for many things, and the meat can be used for many things, the tribe would see that as a bit of a blessing. So I would say to you, when we see the buffalo, what it's saying on another level is, on a conscious level, we are going through a transition, a transformation, and this is a time maybe for us all to be reminded or remember and count our blessings. So it's a time of really acknowledging that what we have, rather than not what we have, or what we don't have, or so it's a real time to be in the moment. It's a time to be in the moment, and acknowledgement of that moment. So maybe, if somebody has not been well, and all of a sudden they've started to heal, that gratitude, that, acknowledgement of thank you, Spirit, or thank you for the blessings that have been bestowed upon, my friend, my family, whatever it be. So it is definitely a time when the buffalo comes into the cards. It's a time of really acknowledging and knowing that it's time. It's time for it's time for us to rejoice in what we have, and what we also wish to manifest in the future. Okay. The third card being they coyote, the coyote. Sorry, my words tonight are a little bit all over the place. Maybe my sinuses are playing up a bit. So the coyote. So the coyote is basically reminding us, to be aware, on a lot of levels. The coyote is known in the animal kingdom as being a little bit of a trickster. Okay, so it might be one of those animals that, you've got food there and all of a sudden, the coyote, is there, and then it disappears and hides somewhere, then comes and gets your food. The coyote is a reminder of, having a bit of fun as well, but just being aware. When I see the coyote come into my reads or anything like that, it also reminds me of, how your awareness can, be one step ahead. So if somebody's trying to, or a situation is trying to trick you in any way, you can kind of like be one step ahead and go, hang on, I'm aware of this. And then you can allow yourself to kind of like move through whatever situation that you're coming up across. So when I look at that, the main message I would say to you from this is the butterfly is reminding us that we are all at the present moment going through what we call a lot of transformation, and it doesn't necessarily have to be negative. So please remember that. I guess it comes down to the individual in the way that we see things. So as an individual, you might see something as oh my doom and gloom, and someone might see it as, oh, this is a beautiful opportunity, to reinvent or recreate or start, something new. So again, we're all unique, and I think that's the most important thing. The key is that we are unique. But the butterfly generally is a beautiful omen, and definitely a reminder of what we are doing on a conscious level is transforming. And I guess the buffalo is just reminding us to have grace and to be grateful for the changes that we are going through on other levels. Again, it's your perception. If you are very spiritually aligned, you'll understand that, there's a lot of blessings that come from, let's say, not the nicest of situations, but yet the blessings come, and maybe not straight away. Sometimes they come later. And the coyote is just kind of like saying, use your awareness, have a bit of fun, be aware of what's going on around you. So but generally this is a general read for just on that deeper level. So what I want to do to say is, okay, let's look at it on a superficial level. Okay, let's look at it from a non-spiritual level. If I was to look at the cards, I would say to you, well, some things are going to change. Maybe it is a good time to remind yourself of what you do have, and and I'm taking that on not so much of a deeper level, and maybe count your blessings, or maybe put out to the universe what you really want and what you really would like to manifest. The coyote on the very ground level would be just be aware of what's true around you, what's not true, investigate a little bit is what I would say with that as well. So if something's said to you, is it 100% right? Is it 90% right? Is it only 50% right? Is the source where that come from reliable? So, the coyote is a reminder of questioning things as well. Not, because with the coyote, the coyote is a trickster. So it loves to have fun. It likes to create little things and do things, but, I guess that's how it creates its fun. So it will do things in order to make us maybe, fall into a trap of some sort. So when we look at it on that level, it is definitely saying here that, but generally speaking, looking at those three cards together, because we have two very significant cards, the butterfly being the transformation and the buffalo being, acknowledging of what Great Spirit has brought for us into existence. Those two cards alone are very strong cards. So and obviously when you do any reading or any card spread, it's always good to look at the bigger picture and to go, okay, well, there's three cards there. One of them seems a little bit, and that would be the coyote. And the coyote is not a bad animal, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful animal. It's just very, it's not as reliable as some of the other animals in the animal kingdom, but it's got its own beauty through its trickster ways. So, but the butterfly and the buffalo being the two predominant cards, I would say to you all that they're very strong cards. They're very poignant cards right now, to be honest. Being a spiritual healer, a teacher, medium, all those things that I am, I tend to really gravitate to things, and I tend to get a knowing prior to even laying cards out or anything like that. All those things come in, and I to look at this, it doesn't surprise me that those two cards in particular, being the first and the second card, are definitely cards that are representing the present moment and what shifts and changes we're going through. So with the coyote, as I've suggested, be aware. I see the coyote card as an awareness card. Be aware of what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're not feeling, what's really going on around you. Is this real for you? Is it not? Do you know what I mean? So it's a time of knowing that you are, we all are going through some major transformation, but major transformation doesn't necessarily mean something bad. Okay, that can mean a whole new era, a whole new beginning. And that's how I would view that. I'm not viewing that in any way negative. And it's so, like I say, right now, it's so apt for where we're at. And, I love seeing the buffalo, because the buffalo, as soon as I see the buffalo card, it also reminds me to always acknowledge what I have. And I have to be very honest. I am a person that does that on a daily basis. And I can often be walking through the house doing something, and then I'll just say, thank you, Spirit, for, my good health. Thank you for my children. Thank you for, often I will do that, because it's really, I think I've mentioned in previous videos, gratitude is a very powerful energy and a very powerful tool to heal and to receive and to keep that flow of beautiful, ever-present abundance that we have. So from this, I would say to everybody, this is a beautiful time to trust your own inner guidance, trust your, if you believe in guides or animals or your animal totems, really ask your animal totem to kind of like really give you clarity and to guide you at this point in time. But like I say, it's not a bad message. It's just a message of, we are going through change, be aware and be aware of those changes and how those changes will affect you, and how you're going to, moving forward, how you're going to allow those changes to affect you. We steer the boat. In truth, we are the directors of our own film. And I know that sounds strange, but we are. We're the authors of our own book and life story, and we are the directors of our own film. So why I'm saying it in that way to you is because, yes, we're going through some major shifts. And yes, it's a time of gratitude and abundance, and it's a time of acknowledgement and maybe even reminding yourself that, you're not alone. You're not doing this alone. We have Great Spirit working with us. We have angels, guides, all those beautiful totems. We have all those beautiful things really working with us. So it's a time to maybe do a little bit of inner reflecting, maybe do a little bit of inner adjustment. But, the message here now is that, all's not doom and gloom. So please remember that. I know we've all gone through a lot of transition, and I think that's maybe where we're at this point right now of transformation. So all the last few years have been helping us to kind of like prepare for the transformation that needs to take place. And I think that is on a much grander scale. So it's not just personally. Yes, we're all going to go through that individually, but I also feel it's a lot to do with our planet, how we're going to move forward with the animal kingdom as well as the plant kingdom, So there's a lot of beautiful things. So as you move forward and navigate forward, there's going to be some stops along the way. Maybe when that stop comes to you, it's a time for you to maybe pause, take a deep breath and go, Is this a reflection of where I'm at? Is this a reflection of where I want to be? Is this something that is serving my highest good? Or is it something that I just need to, be aware of or acknowledge and then move on? Do you know what I mean? So it's not about ignoring what's going on around you, but it's about filtering how you're going to process all of that. So I do hope tonight's little message from the animal medicine cards has helped you. I've really enjoyed doing it, and I look forward to connecting with you really soon. Please remember, please subscribe or visit my website at www.raylencable.com.au. Now, I have a lot of different services, from hypnotherapy to paranormal investigating to medium reads to psychic reads, all those type of things. So if you do wish to visit my site, feel free. But definitely, if you're not going to subscribe, at least pop back and say hello and view my video, because I'm sure that as we move forward, I'll have a lot more to share. Have a beautiful evening, and namaste. Thank you.